goals behind. So just believe.
Stay on the left side.
Brad, I'm curious, when you win that first game on the road, is it human nature for the mentality at all that changes you enter game two, or is it actually the opposite where, hey, now we're looking at we could be up 2-0 headed home? How does that work after you win that opener?
I think the biggest thing is you don't really overthink it. It's more the preparation for each and every day. If you start looking at, the potential outcomes of games and where you could sit, you can kind of go down the wrong path there and allow your mind to deviate from what you need to focus on to actually have success. I think that's one of the biggest things with this group is we don't look ahead, we don't look behind. It's in the moment, it's day to day, and the preparation that has to go in for each game. Obviously, we're aware of if we win or if we lose, how we're going back home. But I think the biggest thing is that when you lose a game, especially at this point, the teams that have gone this far are able to rebound, and we would expect the best game out of Carolina tonight. So you have to be completely prepared to match that and be prepared for what they're going to bring. You can't look ahead. It's one of those things that when you lose a game, you rebound really hard, and Carolina always does that. They're very good at that. And they start very well in this building. So, we're going to need to bring our best tonight if we want to have a chance.
Left side, second row, Jordan.
Brad, I know it's been a couple days now, but just wanted to get your thoughts on just in the moment when everything happened with Gostisbehere, especially after him saying that he did shoot the puck with intent. Just your thoughts on everything that happened and just now that it's been a couple days, just how it's gone for you.
I'm not much of a thinker. I don't have much thought on that situation.
Right side, second row.
I am going to ask you to think about something though. If you go back,
it's going to hurt.
Yeah. No, but if you go back to your younger days, all the way through to being a veteran in this league and being in big moments, what has gone into the process of finding the way to calm the mind to be able to execute in the scoring areas? Because I think you'd acknowledge pressure goes up the more you go through the playoffs. How do you deal with that so that you can calm yourself and score when the puck is on your stick in a scoring opportunity?
I think the thing that I've found as I've gone on is that the pressure is made up. It's a lot of noise. It's a lot of media attention or people talking about, even friends, family, not just media, but the more it's talked about, the more this seems like there's pressure. Pressure is something you can embrace or something you can be nervous about. What I found the more I've gone on and even early on is when you work your whole life to be put in a position to have success or to chase something that you only ever dreamed of really potentially becoming a reality and winning a cup, that's got to excite you to want to be a difference maker and want to be a hero. And when you get that opportunity to make a difference, it's not, to get nervous of the pressure or what happens if you lose. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. If you win or if you lose, there's only one team that wins. So, the pressure, if you let it get to you, it can affect you. But if you're excited about it and you want to be the hero, you want to score the big goal, make the big play, and you get excited, and you want to embrace that, then that's when I feel like the pressure just kind of slides off, and it's not something you think about. But it goes into repetition. I think your preparation and the way you take care of yourself every single day. It's not just about this year or next year. It's about building for maybe 10 years down the road when you get that opportunity, and when you prepare every day in the summer during the season and you take care of yourself and work on the good habits, the habits that allow you to win games in the playoffs. A lot of guys want to do these, dinky plays. You're flipping it around. You're not going to win playoff hockey with that. When you prepare the right way and you practice the right things, those things show up in the playoffs, and that's what the players that I've played with and that I've learned from. I've been fortunate enough to follow in their footsteps and learn those things, so that when you get in these so-called high pressure situations, you just do what you're used to doing, and usually the little simple things are what comes up in those moments.
We have time for two more, Dan, then Mike.
And Brad, Anton's probably talked about Nico Mikkola.
Sorry.
Anton's probably talked about Nico Mikkola enough, so I want to ask you, what did you think when you see a 6'6" guy not known for his offense flying up the ice, joining the rush, and what have you thought about just playing with him as opposed to playing against him?
I really did not like playing against him. He was really hard to play against, very physical in your face, but it's not often you get a guy with that size that can skate as well as he does. He closes extremely fast. Just playing against him, he's always in your face. He's always right there. You don't have any time or space, and he goes through you. That's one of the big things that his stick is there, but then he goes through you with his body, and when he's that big, he covers a lot of space. But he's an awesome guy. I love Meeks. He's a great teammate. Very fun to be around. He doesn't take anything too serious, and a guy you can laugh with. But he is a huge part of our defensive game, and obviously made an incredible play last game to get up there and make a play to Greer on the game winner. But he's one of those guys that impacts the game a lot more than what he gets credit for, a lot more than what shows up in the stat sheet. But just a force for our team.
Last one up front, Mike.
Brad, what is it like, the culture shock when you're with one organization your entire career and suddenly you parachute into a locker room full of guys that were your enemies and things like that? And what's this organization been like? Because every time I come down here, it just feels like they take care of their players really, really well.
Yeah, they do. I can't say enough about the organization and the group. Coming in, their culture is incredible. They've done a great job at bringing all the right guys in the room. Everyone gets along really well. The one thing I was really impressed with was everybody is a very, very good pro. Nobody needs leadership in the room. Everyone is a leader in their own way and is very diligent in the way they take care of themselves and prepare for each night. And that's the thing, when you walk into a room where everyone is confident and comfortable, it allows you to just focus on yourself and your game and putting your best effort on the ice every night, and that's kind of what goes on in the room. And then obviously, the guys are awesome. They've built great chemistry in the room together, and that usually happens when you win. It's a bond that you're not really able to vocalize how close guys get when you go through a winning experience like that, and they have that because so many guys that have come back from last year. So it was a lot different just because a lot of the things that we did in Boston are different from the way things are done here, and just system-wise and the way they prepare daily. But it was a very, very easy group to come in and get comfortable with, and also you get very excited when you walk into a locker room like that, and you want to buy in and you want to be part of it, and they just drag you into it. So it's been an incredible experience.
Thanks, guys.